Well, hi, welcome to another LRCC Soundbite. Today is known in Christian circles as Palm Sunday, a day to remember crowds celebrating when Jesus arrived in Jerusalem. One of the things that are often shared at this time are crosses like this, made of a palm leaf from a palm tree. I'm sure you'll be familiar with the shape and the image of a cross. You see them all around any Christian church. You'll find people wearing them. In fact, if you look down from above on any old Christian church, you'll see it's even shaped like a cross. But what was a cross? And why is it so significant? Well, to put it bluntly, a wooden cross was an instrument of torture and execution. There was nothing nice about it. It wasn't beautifully crafted and made of gold or silver, but it was two crude pieces of wood nailed together. The victim would then be nailed on to the cross through their hands. The Romans found a way to make it even worse. They started to nail the feet as well. They found that meant that the victim was in more pain for a bit longer because they didn't die quite so quickly. It was used as a very public way of making an example of criminals. For an occupying army like the Romans, it was a good way of subduing the people and keeping them under control. This is what Jesus was subjected to on the day we now call Good Friday. I'll have to leave you to look up, maybe on Google, why the day ended up being called good, when what I've told you so far, why would anybody want to call that good? Now, one really important thing we know about Jesus is that he lived a perfect life. That means he never did anything wrong. Never. Not at all. Not once. That fact may leave you wondering, well, how could he have ended up in this position? But the key point is that it was necessary in order to make it possible for people who had done things wrong to claim Jesus' death as the payment, the punishment for those things that they'd done, so that those wrong things might be forgiven. And we might then be able to restore our relationship with God. Who are the people who could claim that? That's you, that's me, that's Christians throughout the ages and throughout the whole world. From the beginning of time, people have done things wrong, got things wrong, thought things wrong. Those things separate us from God because God is perfect and nothing that isn't perfect can be with God. God wanted us to be perfect, but we messed that up, collectively, all of us. God gave us free will because that was important, because how can you want to be with someone? How can you want to be friends with someone if you don't have the choice? You have to be able to choose to be good, to be with God. But overall, we chose wrong. Now, Jesus' death in this way makes it possible for those wrong things to be forgiven, for them to be taken away from us and restore us to that perfect personal relationship with God. That is what being a Christian is. That's why the church is here, to tell people about that. Jesus' death could have been the end, but next week comes the proof that it all worked. The celebration that death is not the end, and I can't wait to tell you all about it. But this week, particularly on Friday, my thought for you is to think about everything it took just to restore a relationship. If I've left you with questions, do feel free to get in touch and I'll try to answer them. I hope you have a good week. God bless you, and I'll see you on Easter Sunday.